Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and on this channel I speak about perfumes. So if this is something that you're into, then please subscribe. And today I want to discuss the new BDK Rouge Smoking Extrait. But before I start, I wanted to tell you guys that my channel was attacked by bots a couple days ago. I was shocked because my channel is like really tiny, really small, so I don't really know why it happened. I guess it's just an accident, but unfortunately I had to unlist my videos for quite a bit, the ones that got attacked, and also like my statistics, on my videos, they're all messed up now. So if you want to give me any support, then please subscribe to my channel and like this video, because like my channel is kind of a little bit messed up right now because of this attack, and I hope that I'll be able to recover and it's never gonna happen again. So now that's out of the way, let's discuss the BDK Rouge Smoking Extrait. And so I have an interesting background story to tell you about Rouge smoking. So when I tried the house of BDK for the first time, I ordered a bunch of samples, and BDK and the Rouge Smoking was one of them, and I literally hated this perfume. I hated it to the point where I got rid of my sample. And so just so you know, I only get rid of samples that I 99% know I'm never gonna use and I'm never gonna like. So like if I'm unsure of the sample, I keep it, but unless I'm like sure 99%, then I just get rid of it. And that's all you need to know about my opinion on Rouge smoking. That's what I thought up to this point. But when I heard that the Extrait is coming out, I, read the notes and I was very curious, and I ordered samples again. Like I ordered samples of Extrait and of the original, and let me tell you, I was so surprised when I actually fell in love in the original, because like I was so shocked, because it almost never happens to me that I went from like completely hating the fragrance to loving it so much. So that's very interesting for me, and I absolutely love it. And now I want to have a travel spray of Rouge smoking because I just fell in love. It's such a cool, comforting scent, that it's at the same time it's kind of edgy, and it has like something very interesting about it, but it's still very sweet and comforting. Just want to give you like a small description of the original in case you're not familiar with it, or in case you want to refresh your memory. Maybe you were just like me, maybe you got rid of your sample, maybe you don't have it anymore, but the original to me smells like vanilla Coca-Cola. That's like the best description I can come up with, because it just smells so kind of like fizzy. There's a fizzy quality about it that reminds me of Coca-Cola, because it's like there's cherry and heliotrope, and there's in the dry down there's like a vanilla. So those are kind of the main notes that I smell, and I get this like cherry vibe but mixed with vanilla and something slightly powdery, and I really love it. I am shocked that I really love it. And so now let's start talking about the Extrait. And Extrait, when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh god, this is so strong. Like for some reason the peru balsam I think was the first thing that I've smelled, and then I started smelling patchouli, and I thought like, okay, where's the cherry, where's vanilla, where's like milk? And I was kind of like taken aback, because that's not what I expected. And so I tested it for the day and I was like, okay, I'm not sure about it. And then the next day I tested it again, and that's when I kind of fell in love in this fragrance also. Like the opening, like the first spray, when you spray it, it's so delicious. It kind of reminds me of Serene by Fragrance du Bois, because it has the same kind of like milky quality about it, milky, cereally, kind of like, it reminds me of cereal. I don't really know why, but it has like the milky cereal-like type of quality. And so I really love the opening. And then the opening goes away, and then the like cherry starts to come out a lot. Lots of cherry, very kind of dark cherry. If the original was like this playful, flirty, fizzy type of cherry, this is not like that. This is definitely darker, more seductive type of cherry. The cherry that's like in Duquesa, like in cherry smoke, more similar to those cherries. And then also I smell like a little bit of milk, like I've said, for sure, because it's in the opening, it's very prominent. And then I smell heliotrope. Of course, I kind of thought that I also smell almonds, but I guess it's the heliotrope that gives this like an almondy type of quality. And then I definitely smell the peru balsam. It has like the balsamic quality about it. And also I smell patchouli in the dry down, and of course like vanilla. So to me, this is a very beautiful perfume for the colder time of the year, for sure. If I can see the original being worn like in the summer and in the spring, maybe in the evenings, maybe like when it's a little bit colder, then this one, I don't think it would go well in the warmer weather, but it's perfect for the weather right now, for the fall, for the winter, for holidays. I feel like it's very kind of like, universal perfume for the fall and winter. It has this like dark vibe about it, but also it has like the festive vibe about it. So I feel like if you're looking for like a darker cherry, but it's not only cherry, because there's also milk and there's patchouli and there's heliotrope, you know, so it's not only cherry, it's more than just cherry. So if you're looking for something unique, it's for unique cherry, then I think you need to try it. And I think that the main differences, like I've said, between the original and the Extrait is this one is more playful, you know, more easygoing. It's kind of like balancing on the gourmand territory, versus this one is more grown up, more serious, darker, seductive. You know, that's the vibes that I get from this scent. And I've noticed that all the extraits that BDK came out with, the Pasta Sawyer one and also the Gris Charnel, I wasn't a fan of them. I tried them both, and they were too dark for me, kind of too much patchouli, like too, I don't know, they were just not for me, because I felt like, you know, it just was kind of like a darker take on the original. And this one, I feel like it's a little bit different. There is for sure this like a darkness about this scent, but I feel like it's definitely more unique and more different take on the original. This is like, you definitely kind of can tell then this is the extrait of Rouge smoking, but also it kind of is like its own fragrance, you know. It's not just an extrait of Rouge smoking, it's also its own fragrance, and it stands on its own, and it can definitely be more than just an extrait of the original Rouge smoking. So I really kind of like it about this scent because it's very unique. I didn't really smell anything like that before. But at the same time, it is similar to Cyrene. Like I've said, it's similar to Duquesa and it's similar to Cherry Smoke. But out of all the other scents that I have just named, I feel like I prefer this one because it's the most unique. It combines the opening of Cyrene, you know, it's very like kind of milky, gourmand-like, and cereal like to me. So I'm a big fan of the opening, but then it turns into something more, you know, dark and interesting and seductive, kind of like a darker take on the cherry, but it's more unique than Duquesa and it's more unique than Cherry Smoke, I think. So I really highly suggest trying this scent because I feel like if you love the scents that I just talked about, then you're gonna like this scent also. But be careful if you love the original and if you expect something like the original, because while it is slightly similar and it shares kind of the same DNA, it is very different. It's you know, like I've said, it's its own fragrance, and it's more similar to the other fragrances that are named than to this one. So if you expect something more lighthearted, something more like playful and fizzy like the original, this is not it, and you might be disappointed if this is something that you expect. And I actually read reviews of people saying that they are disappointed because it smells not similar enough to the original, and that it's too heavy and too different. So this is something that I would keep in mind if when you're deciding whether you want this fragrance or not. But I'm happy that I've tried it, and now I kind of want to have the original and also the extrait because I feel like they're different enough to have both, and also I feel like they're like good enough to deserve, you know, like a spot in your collection. And you know how picky I am with fragrances that I add to my collection. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. I really hope that it was timely, and I really hope that it was helpful and that you were able to at least to some extent make up your mind on this fragrance. But of course you have to first try before you buy, and BDK has like an amazing samples available. It's pretty cheap. For 4 samples you only have to pay 20 euros I think, and the delivery is free. So it came out for me to like $24 for 4 samples and for delivery, and it's coming straight from France. So I don't know how they do it. I mean, the only shipping probably costs them like at least 15 euros. So I think it's really good house to try because they make samples so available, and I really like that about houses when they make samples readily and easily available, because most of the niche houses, they're more expensive. Like you have to go through the hassle of like ordering decants, you know, and they're super crazy expensive, and the house itself doesn't offer samples. And I feel like that just shows like a lack of care for the customers, because okay, like if you're an European French, you know, French brand like BDK, you know, it makes it available for you to try it even if you're in another country. But when I'm thinking about other perfume houses, how are you supposed to try them if they're not in any department stores and if they don't have boutique in your city? You know, so they kind of force you to like blind buy or go to like super expensive decanters, and I don't really like it. So I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.